it joys with the late one to break. It looked like both of them at the same time, it's side by side, with the two between. No, don't worry, there's been contact made. Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Formula 1 25, my team Leah, and today we all heading over to Miami, but we actually had the end of the last day, which is Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, which we can see the flashback where I had a massive crash in the back of Alabama and Tortoise Miyata to have no real win as I hit into the back of the wall quite hard that unfortunately had ended my life. Here's the view of Jacqueline where he saw me to John Slater and I was driving with Victor Martin, and of course I was disappointed with what happened with Martin, and of course I'm going to keep my head up and keep the team head up as we head into the next Grand Prix, which is Miami. So hopefully we can do a fantastic job there, and I'm going to reveal that I am permanently driving for Miyata for the rest of the season. I'm going to drive our Japanese driver until the end of the season, and of course we have to make our own assessment. Who do we keep? So far, Miyata is definitely here to stay. Martin is likely to get replaced here. We're going to wait to see what will happen as we just check our editing as we are going through the update and research and development. Try to get everything ready for the next Grand Prix. Of course, not much being ready for Miami. We all think we have got one coming in, but we now got a brand new detail for our livery, which is exciting as I can see. As we also see, the one we got on right now didn't quite click as I would like to, but it doesn't fit well. So I'm trying to find the perfect spot to put it on. We tried it there, but we couldn't really. I mean, it looked good, it looked clean. So that's obviously something I'm happy about. I'm gonna try it again with different spot with it on top of a real win. Hopefully that will put a very positive, which it looks like it so far with it. So that's pretty good. I like the white one, but this one looks good. So we got two brand new details with different colour. And we got a celebrity high profile, celebrity having spent internet in 15-hour chat the department to film a music video. The exposure to be fantastic for our team, draw the attention from a whole new audience, but it in effect the team in the chat the department to decide to say no. Our team is not there for a music video to be used in our department, so no then, as we now got to put a new development on other things. We actually accidentally might have put too much into the update without thinking ahead. We bought so many parts and we now overhaul with many updates, so I need to try and figure out how to make the right routine and other things. We put all the new updates into Miyata, and Martin will get all the newer updates when they all have officially come in for the second part. But yeah, done with the plan for the update, we need to buy a new update for the facility in order to be able to bring more updates without money but overhauling it. And of course with the development that's been delayed, which starts with the art area and chatting to work over time to try and make the good of the future development which we have just did with the go for it. We can affect it because of the money or that, but it's absolutely fine. And we now getting ready to also head over to the Miami as we are checking to another work again in the engineering. Hopefully we can find some sweet update on the floor distribution has just been done, which has been installed into Victor Martin as we now put in the next update, which is cable assembly. So hopefully that will do some good for our team as we can't use it until 2.1 for this one to Miami. Nothing imminent, nothing to do. It's been Molotov to just get here, which is fine. We've got new owner training and other things that we just go ahead and get everything done. And I'm very happy because of course the schedule we've been having. I'm happy to see the schedule is now becoming something special, which is good. And we now head over to the Miami qualifying.
Welcome back to Miami and welcome to qualifying. Only raw speed will separate these drivers today, but the question is, who's got what it takes to get pole?
Oh, yeah, I'm hoping it'll be one of our drivers in Britain Motorsport, but we know that is not going to be the case because we don't have the car pay nor the drivers pay to get ourselves up there to Miyata. It's been on the roll of form, and I'm very happy for him. But Martin is just not been on the same level as Miyata, which start at the beginning and were 2-2-1 with the bottom stick in 2-1 is Martin Slow, Albon, Holtenberg, Tarlata, and Bortolata, and here the spread result Matt and Newton Torona when 1-2 Martin at terms of P30, where Miyata unfortunately not have managed to store a single point in the spread, which is unfortunate. We got ourselves in pieces for 2-1 Lord and Bearman Haddon at the area, and that laying are out in 2-2 now begin our 2-0 of tour, which will happen in the spread, with ultimately start of tour. There's no highlight behind it, and that's because Miyata ended up getting himself a DNF out of the latest. We were slotted in the spread, which it didn't have the right set up, but it allegedly with the post on lane, but that didn't happen, and of course we went off and we just didn't manage to draw a point and got ourselves out in that sprint late. But we are P9 for the qualifying. Hopefully we get a good result with Matt on pole position, with Newton Torona stuck and land another the who do take the fixed lead at the Miami Grand Prix.
Formula One has arrived in the Sunshine State for spectacular sunsets, gentle breezes, warm waters, and for what will be a fantastic race day here at the Miami International Autodrome. A lap of the Miami Grand Prix features 3.36 miles of track around the Hard Rock Stadium, and 19 corners make up the Miami International Autodrome, which will challenge the drivers in a tight wheel-to-wheel race. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. And Yuki Tsunoda completes the front row. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Norris, Hamilton, Oscar Piastri, and Russell, Ocon, Fernando Alonso, Miyata, and Charles Leclerc, Doohan, Lawson, Ollie Bearman, and Hadjar, Antonelli, Gasly, Gabriel Bortoleto, and Carlos Sainz, Hülkenberg, Albon, Martins, and Lance Stroll brings the grid to a close. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head down trackside for today's race. And alongside me today is a man who needs no introduction, but I'll try anyway. It's Ant Davidson. And let's talk momentum with this driver. What a sprint it was. They start at 0 once again for today, but with a huge amount of confidence, surely. Well, they'll definitely be glad that there's not a sprint race today. Let's face it, the sprint couldn't have gone much worse, but what we're looking for today is a reaction. I know what we've got to do before the start of today's race, but what about our driver? What do the final hours look like for them?
Well, for them, you've got your pre-race rituals that you go through. You see different drivers that, some have got their headphones on, they're listening to the music. Some drivers really absorb the energy from the crowd and they're there waving to them. Other drivers, they go within themselves. They chat to their engineers, absorbing that information, that vital information that you need to carry you through the race. And, those pre-race rituals are essential to making things systematic. We do a lot of Grand Prix in a season, and the more systematic you can be, the easier you are within that environment.
After the performance last race, mate, people are getting concerned. We need to show the team you can deliver a strong result. Come on, I'm counting on you, mate.
Well, we can see Miyata is taking it to it. So let's see what Miyata can do for this long point of tour. We have is starting to go for one stop, but to be safe, we're going for 2 stops for Miyata And then, of course, with Martin, he got an option to do one stop between on a hard tyre as well. So there's a chance they're starting to maybe split between Miyata and Martin. So that, of course, is the plan going forward for the Miami Grand Prix. Of course, with ourselves 25 P9, we got a chance to score a point. We're in the point right now. We just need to hold it. We're on a hard tyre. We all know it can be difficult tyre to deal with in the beginning. So hopefully we can get ourselves a very good start and just try and keep ourselves in point as we are now waiting for that 5 red light to get ready to go underway at the Miami Grand Prix. It lights out with Matt on a fantastic start for himself, using Tonona, got himself a long start, Lando Norris, who had a good start for himself as well. Fernando Alonso up in P9, who's beaten out Charles Leclerc, who didn't even get any movement up or down whatsoever. He's staying P10. Miyata got himself up to P7 with an exceptional start for Miyata, who is chasing down at the barn. Ocon got P8 to P5. Hamilton P4, using Tonona, has locked the player to Lando Norris, who put himself in P3, Lando P2, but Matt Verstappen has already pulled away very quickly, and we got George Russell, who's going to put himself in a fight with Miyata alongside. We can see Fernando got a dust coming out of the car, but of course he went onto the barrier where there's so much dot that's been connected over here. So of course that should have ended bad for Fernando if it checked himself, which would be a really starting situation. Of course Fernando tried to find the depth that we couldn't do it. Charles Leclerc did the same, couldn't do it. Russell of course tried to shake down, but of course he failed to overtake Miyata. Done a fantastic job defending, using Tonona. It now put himself in a battle again to Lando Norris side by side now. Watching Lando do tend to defend again to using Tonona, or we are using Tonona, put himself ahead. They are now side by side. They no help with the Diana, so it's now pure power, speed. Who do it get the best overtaking in the turn one? It looked like using Tonona got the opportunity in his hand, but Lando Norris not giving up, but he's now fallen behind. Using Tonona, better good work from UT and Lando Norris. They tried to stay down P3. He had a chance to defend it, just didn't have the better exit for himself as we fast forward into the DR zone on the launch slope. We got ourselves an opportunity to get ahead of Esteban Ocon. Hopefully Miyata will do a good job to overtake Esteban Ocon. We got Russell, who is behind, and of course Miyata overtaking Ocon ahead of us. We've got Lando and Newton Tonona are continuing fighting, which helped Matt Verstappen, who is still leading over Lee Sutton. Easy work for Matt Verstappen, using Tonona now ahead of Lando Norris. They are going to have a lot of fight between themselves. That is 100% what guaranteed to happen. But we jumped ahead to lap 4. We kind of got ourselves in really good space. We can see Ocon, John Russell is putting the pressure, and don't forget Ocon is on a soft tyre. He's not in a good starting tree to lose so much places, and Russell has got himself ahead of Esteban Ocon, and Ocon tried to defend again Charles Leclerc, but you clearly can see there's the struggle, and Ocon, he can't get the best exit slip for his tyre, so he's going to have a lot of struggle, and like they come in now to put new tyre on and to try and keep it, safe and be able to go long before he had to put another one on. To put on right now, it's going to take quite a while for him to put the next one on, or to put him in a bit of a disadvantaged position. But we're now looking on board with Piastri, who got himself a long start. Hamilton. Lando is now ahead of Newton Tonona. Piastri is going to try to get himself ahead of Lewis Hamilton. The side by side will they keep it civil. We've seen a lot of contact racing in the late. Previously in that episode and multiple races before, there's been loads of contact. Big one was the Australian Grand Prix between Lando and Matt, and I'm hoping we'll see more of that. With the big contact fighting, for the win and everything. So I'm happy to see it not like that here, but you can't count that out for sure. Russell getting onto Miyata, and now we are within each other for the Diablo on Joe Noshua will get the chance to overtake me, and that will put me in a hard position to try the advantage. I'm not feeling entirely comfortable on the hard tyre at all. Like, we can see that for Miyata just didn't have the best exit, and Noshua is now breathing down on the left line and overtaking Miyata, and Miyata like to settle behind Noshua. I'm just gonna try to be smart, try to get Miyata, telling Miyata, stay behind Russell, get the slipstream and the Diablo, and we overtake him the next time we get the chance to do so. That's the plan. We are hoping for Miyata to be able to pull it off. We still got a bit of a pressure from Charlotte to the end. Miyata made the contact with the barrier. They not going to help himself out at all. And another, he tried to get back the head of Newton Tenona. There's so much fight between Newton and Lando, and that doing Matt Verstappen a lot of favour. And Miyata made the contact with George Russell, going to backhand, no damage on the front wing. That is a good thing for Miyata. It doesn't seem that bad, but he connected to Russell's car a bit too much. But luckily Miyata got no damage as he sent it on the inside and overtaken Russell. Fantastic move right there for Miyata. Is showing what he can do in the car that supposedly be the top 5 best car in Miami, but I'm happy to see that Miyata is not giving up that easily despite having a bit of a struggle on a hard tyre. We've got Martin who's behind Bortolactor, who of course I've told in the beginning that Martin on a hard tyre. And I'm getting, he's doing a similar strategy, or he's going to do one shot at no idea what he's planning. Ocon, who've already came in beginning of lap 7, so Russell, Ocon got no issue about that, but we've got Charlton watching Russell just launch into Miyata, which currently get the damage on the front wing. Why did Russell move over to the right and basically elbowed out to Miyata? What has Miyata done to you? Miyata was still on the racing line. That should have never happened, as we obviously had to change our strategy around to the tire. We're doing a good job, and we got Piastri now overtaking Newton Tenona. Will Piastri get ahead? Looks like he does, and Miyata tried to get himself ahead of Russell, try to, tour a problem, but of course, with the front wing not being perfect condition, this Russell had made the contact with Miyata. We like to think about coming in and put a new front wing on, and of course, we all can tell that Miyata has struggled a little bit in sector 1, because of course there's a lot of twisting bit, so have a bit of a struggle there, and Russell tried to get himself ahead of Miyata, but he can't seem to do anything. We're giving some space, unlike what Russell has been doing, but Miyata has been a very, very good driver, had a little brush with the wall, but luckily no tyre deflation from that one. He tried to get himself ahead, and he just made a bit of contact with the wall, but he braked a little bit too late, but luckily it wasn't that bad, no damage, but he got a little bit of front wing issue on that one for sure. It doesn't look quite bad, and Russell now put himself ahead of Miyata. We got Fernando Alonso, who joined the party, getting himself ahead of Charles Leclerc, but tried to get ahead of Miyata, but he's up in P8. Fernando, welcome to the party, mate. But now we got a bit of pressure to Fernando, who's of course I consider being one of the best drivers in the world, and Miyata has sent him the inside of George Russell, what to move, and Russell blocked off Fernando Alonso. It's not going to let that win up that easily. I think Alonso is going to put some treatment against Russell, and hopefully he's seen what's been happening with Russell, being a little bit like, maybe like Matt Verstappen in sort of a way, again, to Miyata. I have no idea why he's been like that. Miyata have not put any pressure on him too much. There's been a very good clean racing, but unfortunately, we'd like to show the front wing, and to be fair, it's the plan that we decided to do. For Miyata, we had to adjust his front wing downforce, but we obviously can see his struggle in sector 1, the twisting bit. So I decided to Miyata a little bit different, fun when you see how that worked out and hope that it will pay off for us. And obviously in that 30 multiple times, I've already Cayman Russell had, Cayman and Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton is out of the Miami Grand Prix. That is so unfortunate. For Lewis Hamilton, the engine failure, reliability is definitely an issue. At the Ferrari and George Russell have got himself ahead of Liam Lawson, but they are back to side by side. Will Lawson put some threat against Russell? No, it doesn't. Lawson is behind Russell. Lawson has not tamed it off tour. There might be a difference in the tyre wear, and Russell is on a hard tyre. And it doesn't look that bad, only that's for sure. Max Verstappen, who's already tamed it now, going out, he looks like put himself ahead, saying impeded between Piastri had already tamed but it didn't, coming out now. And usually Tsunoda is taking the lead of the Miami Grand Prix, with Lando, not it's such in play, so Matt is not losing too much play to act, and we've got another flag, it's at the barn, Old Ton, it's out. I think Miami Grand Prix that to bring out stately tires to the two tires that basically they end up in the same lap, just the opposite side of the map, but it looked like nothing is coming out, so Alton is out, and Lewis Hamilton is out of the Miami Grand Prix. That is unfortunate, that two Ferrari reliability issue. That two of them, that is unfortunate for the Ferrari manufacturer, and we've got Lando who tried to take down Newton Tsunoda, but Tsunoda didn't look so quick. He's in a clear air, so maybe Newton Tsunoda is perfect, but it's arrived in the clear air compared with in the dirty air with Lando. Matt obviously tapped it up very easy. Piastri is a try tap, but he's 13 seconds behind it, not to be able to do a good job on that one. Russell got himself ahead of Alabama. Now Martin is up in P7, hadn't tamed it by the way. He hadn't tamed it on a hard tyre seal, and I think he's gonna do one chop button, so hopefully Martin to pull that off with the point finish. And of course Miyata is now coming in out of that final sector of that lap 16 with the soft tyre. We've been put on a soft tyre and hoping to make up some places, but he hasn't quite put some good impression at Martin, which you had to score. It now comes in to put a new tyre on. I'm assuming it's a medium tyre. Miyata had a little snap coming out of the third corner. That shows the soft tyre lip. It's already gone. Beyond that tyre for 4 laps, and it's already slowed. Miami is absolutely hot. And I know that Miyata performed better when it's a corner condition, which we've seen multiple times this past, 5-4 racing. So maybe we can try something with Miyata on a different strategy. But we've got 3 boys now going to the corner with Jack on the left, Charles on the right, Lord in the middle. Have lost 2 places already, but Charles Leclerc made up 2 places. What a move from Charles Leclerc. Round of applause for that overtake on Charles Leclerc. That was impressive, and Jacqueline, who's got caught out by a surprise from Charles Leclerc. He wasn't expecting that, of course. Charles got himself in a bad situation. If he made a mistake, he would gone straight into the barrier. But luckily, there was space within those levels. That positive to see there is some respect on the track. I like what George Russell's been doing to Miyata, but Miyata, of course, is just gonna try his best to keep up, and of course, he'll be coming in very, very soon to put a medium tyre, and Martin has overtaken Bortoletto, and we now jumped ahead, 1 lap ahead. We already came in for Miyata, he's on a medium tyre. Martin is in P10. Martin got a bit chance to finish on point. He needs to look out for his tyre, so he can definitely put himself in the place. That's hope for Martin to finish in place for the first time in the career. Of course, you had that bit howler in the Saudi Arabian, which of course would not hit confident. Hopefully, he won't let it affect him too much. And Lando is now ahead of Newton Tsunoda. We can see George Russell is chasing down Jack Doohan, and of course, all the top 4 have already pitted. They all had been chased places already. Max Verstappen is 19.3 seconds. Wow, what a pace on that Red Bull car. I am jealous to see that paint on that Red Bull car. They are doing a fantastic job. And I'm impressed to see what they have done, unlike in real life, of course. But Miyata is down P17, but he got a chance to try to catch up with all the cars ahead. Is actually in a little bit of a pack with the fighting going on, so that might help Miyata to catch up. And Newton Tsunoda had overtaken Lando Norris. Will we see three-way fight for the second place between both McLaren and Newton Tsunoda? I think we found out that George Russell is in P5. He had moved up more position higher than he was when he was battling with Miyata doing P6, Charles P7, Jack in P8, Carlos Sainz in P9. Williams is not really doing a good effort, but I want to point out Martin is doing a fantastic job. All we want for him is just to look after his tyre. It doesn't matter if you're not moving up any higher. If you can store the P10, get that 1 point, that would be amazing. But he actually moved up the P9 at Jacqueline had timing. There is a hope for Martin to finish P9. Hopefully that will be the case for Martin at the day. P12 to have it on forcing. No, he's not. He have it on worst way possible. He just spun out of the corner in turn 1. I'm just like, unfortunately, he's not in point, but he spun it. He spun around that board out on red flag, which you can see all the time. It's slowing down. The red flag is out. That changed the entire slope of this Miami Grand Prix. Just know what? Martin is up in point. He got the chance to put stop tyre on and have the best race possible. Miyata is on a medium as we now got the restart. It now out with Matt on the lead still. But Piastri to try to get Matt. Doesn't look like it is side by side between both McLaren as we got 4-1 into turn 1 between both Gasly, Miyata, Lawson and Behrman. We all have a fight of our own, but Miyata unfortunately does not move up any higher ahead of Jack, which stays the P11, but we've got a front wing damage, but it's Gasly accidentally notched into our front wing to that. So it's been a little bit slaughter, but Martin, on a real reason, is on the stop tyre. The leading rear, we've seen Ocon in the first lap on that stop tyre. He's already slaughtered within 4 laps, and there's about 8 laps to go for this Miami Grand Prix. I'm going to expect to see Martin slaughter in a little bit. We've got Charles Leclerc put himself in a battle with Dewey as Lawson dots himself on the inside, tried to be ahead of Miyata, but Miyata is not giving up that either. He remained ahead of Liam Lawson as we just try to chase down Pierre Gasly, but Martin got himself in a pretty good situation to score the big point for himself, which is something very happy to see. So hopefully that one will tell for Fitzhar Martin, but Piastri now getting on Matt Verstappen, the poor 1 point lead section ahead of Lando Norris. Despite being side by side in a restart, Piastri got himself a very good opportunity to win the first win for McLaren of the 2025 season. It's been Red Bull victory back to back to back, 5 times in fact. Now we are hoping to see some different results in the Miami Grand Prix, and Newton Tsunoda got himself overtaken by Charles Leclerc and Russell overtaken Doohan. Martin got himself in a fight with Carlos Sainz and Jack, and he tried to block Miyata. Looks like a little bit underbraking from Jack, maybe, I don't know, but Martin got himself unfortunately overtaken by Carlos Sainz, but that put himself right up but in front of Miyata. Miyata is now closing on Martin to hopefully we can work with Martin and overtake him and chase down Carlos Sainz, but it's clear that Miyata got a better pace compared to Victor Martin when the stop tyre started to delay a lot, as Martin had got himself back ahead of Carlos Sainz. We got Lawson Behrman in a fight again. Lawson got himself ahead of Oliver Behrman, but can't get himself ahead of Alex Albert, who's in P12, Jacqueline, who's been overtaken by Miyata, who is chasing Carlos Sainz, who is chasing Victor Martin. We jumped forward a little bit more to the end, starting of the Piastri got himself ahead of Matt Verstappen, take the lead of the Miami Grand Prix that the third different driver and leader in the toward the ending of any long plan, but it's always been either UT or Matt Verstappen. It's been the case the last 5 long plan, but this 6th long plan is completely different. We've got Martin and Sawyer continue battle with each other, which of course helping Miyata out, who's in P10. We obviously gonna try and see how do we get Victor Martin to flip on now with Miyata without losing too much play, basically losing to Carlos side. So we need to figure out how to make him work out. But in this case, we should gonna put the bet rather who's in the best position to finish bigger point at that pretty much Miyata. We have to figure out how to start tweeting him without causing problems at Matt is now putting himself back ahead of Piastri leading the Miami Grand Prix once again. And Miyata got himself with the 5 Gasling, which is unfortunate. Gasling on the inside, Carlos side. He's now overtaken Martin, but he's 3 wide going to the corner. Miyata had overtaken Victor Martin. And Martin now ahead of his French rival, Pierre Gasly. So I get that worked out in a way, basically 50-50, because Martin locked the play to Carlos side, locked the play to me, which is starting what's supposed to happen. Almost locked it to Gasly, so it almost didn't work out. Hopefully Martin would do a good job defending for that P10 to get job or point finish, and we are now on board with Piastri, who's still fighting Matt Verstappen going to turn 1. Who is going to be the late one to break? It looks like both of them at the same time is side by side with the two between. No, don't worry, there's been contact made. Matt, you can see flicked his hand in the air, because he's obviously frustrating with that to Piastri. Maybe made the contact with Matt, maybe Matt made the contact with Piastri. I don't know, let me know in the comment what do you think is at the fault of that contact. But we got Lando Norris, who now caught up to Matt band to Piastri contact with Matt Verstappen. Lando is not going to let it go that easy, as he almost got him down straight into the wall, but just Matt tried to squeeze Lando Norris a little bit, but Matt got to the other of Piastri. But Lando got to the other this morning. James started ahead of Matt. Is it going to get himself ahead of the Piastri is side by side with the keeper clean. Piastri tried to stay ahead of his teammate. He does. Piastri now ahead of Lando Norris, and is still leading the Miami Grand Prix, but it's not finished. We've got the other zone coming up. Will we see Lando Norris to overtake Piastri here? It looks like we are now Lando ahead of the Piastri, taking the lead of the Miami Grand Prix. It seemed a bit Jar view. His 2024 season, it was Lando Norris who tasted his third fixture victory at the Miami. Is he going to be able to make it back-to-back victory at the Miami Grand Prix from 2024 to 2025? It seemed might be the case. So let's see what will happen. We on board with Miyata tried to take our Carlos side, but unfortunately got the shutdown penalty that is not going to help Miyata at all, as Gasly, of course, had already moved ahead of Martin. We are now in the final lap. Martin has locked out the P12, got himself in a bit of a total against Aladorbo, and Lando is now leading the final lap, and he's just doing a fantastic job. I think Paul 1.5 seconds ahead of the Piastri, who now got the pressure from Matt Verstappen. Are we going to see elbow fighting between them two? They've been doing it all race long, let me tell you. Well, not all race long, shit, that restart between themselves. So I was going to see Matt try to get himself back ahead of Piastri. There's no issue with Lando Norris. He's in perfect position to finish with a win. Matt, on the outside, is just waiting late, get himself ahead. Does it seem like it is side by side with the rear to the front, but looks like not be able to stick to it. Of course, Matt was on the stop tyre. That display wire, the paint a bit different in Lando Norris, as Piastri also on the stop tyre. I didn't check what tyre Lando was on. I think it's a medium or hard that he was on, but Matt is not going to be able to catch up the Piastri despite having the DR helping himself out. It's just not going to match Verstappen right, and that pretty much because of a red flag, and that It was Lando Norris. It's coming out the final quarter to win the Miami Grand Prix. And what the victory for Lando Norris. And we got the fight in the last timing with Dillon and Toro start overtaking Jack Dillon. I need to pull restart and Dashlane. And look like we did it. Miyata is finishing P9, not P10, but what? Miami Grand Prix for Lando Norris. That was a fantastic performance, and Martin got love of the day. Now the applause for this man, Fitzstop Martin.
And here he comes. It's all go, go, go for Lando Norris as he takes the checkered flag and wins.
To overcome the difficult circumstances they face throughout this race today, Crofty, it's not easy, and it really shows a lot of maturity, and you can use this, you can draw on this as a driver moving forward and boost your confidence through the rest of the championship.
Well, I don't know about you, but I've absolutely loved watching that action today, and I'm sure these three have loved taking part. Here come our podium finishers. He holds the trophy aloft, and why shouldn't he? A richly deserved win today for Lando Norris.
Wow, it definitely deserving win for Lando Norris. He's done a fantastic job, but that's on a different tyre compared to the Piastri, which makes sense how Lando managed pull away quite quickly from Piastri, and we can see both constructor and driver championship from the top to the bottom. Are we going to get a close battle in this season? I highly doubt it, but we will find out. We sure got a long way to go. It's 24 races. There's a lot of things can happen, so we can wait to see what will be the case as we are now just getting ready to end it. We're going to go over to Imola Grand Prix next episode. Potentially will involve Molotov in the basically 2 races per episode. That it depends what will happen in those races. If it's boring, it'll be 2 races. If it's not boring, it'll be 1 race. We wait to see what happens. So don't forget, please like and subscribe in my video. Team of I appreciate it, and peace out.